Hi, my name is Jacques Domercq. This is my fourth SIR. I chose to do it on home appraisals because it's an important aspect of selling the house. You have to make sure the number comes in right, that your offer is close, at least, to the home appraisal, and it's not. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, so I wanted to go through it. I was able to find an article from Forbes, it's relatively recent, from November of last year, and so I'm going to go through what it said. The appraisal is usually one of the final steps through the home purchase. You usually have an offer, and the offer is accepted, and then you have the inspection, and then the appraisal. So the appraisal and the inspection are not the same thing. The inspection is to make sure the house, like everybody knows the state of the house. The appraisal is to find out the value of the house and make sure it's in line with what the house is going to be sold for. The reason it's so important is that the bank, the money, the lender, doesn't want to lend on a house that's not worth the money that they're putting up. So the appraisal is a crucial point. It should usually include a short summary, a letter from the appraiser, a description, and the purpose and scope of the appraisal, description of the neighborhood, the date. The date's crucial because, within even a couple months, property's value can change dramatically. There's some qualifying conditions and assumptions, the factual data, the maps, the photos, and the estimation of the value of the place. And the name, address, and license and signature of the appraiser. Those are all required. I know an appraiser who retired recently, and she explained to me that appraising is a very stressful situation. It's a very stressful thing for the appraisers, because if the appraisal comes in too high, the lender won't lend all that money, and so the buyers, if they still want to go through with it, have to come up with that money. So if the appraisal is low, it gives the buyer more power, and that can be problematic too. So it's important that they get it right, and sometimes it's difficult to please everybody. So it's and there's regulations with the state and with the Department of Real Estate too that mandate that they come in correctly. Well, there's liability if they're way off. And so it's a tricky game for the appraisers too. But anyway, the basic thing, and what usually happens, is the confirmation of the home's value, and that meets everybody's requirements. But yeah, so appraising is it can be a difficult business, but it's a necessary part of the home buying process usually. So make sure you get a good appraiser. It's part of the scheme, and you should have a good team of people, and the appraiser is definitely on that team.